Thank you for joining us. This is unbelievable. We had so many dreams here, but I would say one thing. The most loyal friend that Alpental has is Mr. Ty Rice.
The event was actually even more than I was anticipating.
In honor of true visionaries, Bob Mickelson and Jim Griffin, founders of Alpental Ski Area in 1967.
And you know, it was really a much more emotional and in-depth event than I was thinking, and I think that everyone there was expecting. A lot of people came back and got to see each other again.
Remember Alex, who used to sing Alouette?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On and on.
It was my first little badge. And then I became the supervisor.
Rotate that around.
Bob and Jim got to see what they really started.
My partner, Bob Mickelson, designed all of these Alpental insignias.
And the mountain that we all love so much is because of what they did. It was a great event, and I think all who went loved it, and especially show appreciation for Bob and Jim.
When we opened, stumps were sticking up all over this hill. You had to ski around them. And Ty Rice, who was on the Pro Patrol, who organized the reunion today, he put his ski under one of the stumps and broke his leg. The first person to break his leg at Alpental. Ski patrolman.
It was incredible. I didn't know, you can kind of get somewhat of a feeling from reading something, the history of a place like Alpental, but until you really meet the people who founded it and just kind of immerse yourself in it, it's pretty incredible how this place started, and we're all just really lucky to be here from all the hard work they put in back in 1967.
Is there a better view? This kicks Sun Valley's butt.
It does. I mean, when you look off here, very clear day. Unbelievable.
Alpental was our baby.
Snoqualmie is absolutely gorgeous.
But it's so much bigger now and improved, like this heated deck here. It's fabulous. But it's wonderful to see what they've done.
No, I'm glad we had an opportunity to do this. Brings back a lot of memories. I can remember walking up this hill the first day and before the towers were in, and just following the line and where the crew members were working, where they had dynamited the holes because this is solid rock, so there was no way you could dig in it. They had to dynamite the holes and use pickaxes to take the rock out and set rebar and then pour concrete, which we did the following year when we brought the helicopter in.
When you sit here in the base area, you don't see the things that give Alpental its signature. You don't see what's up above. Is that part of the charm, do you think?
I think so. When people go to the top, at the top of Chair 2, and ski down International, they have a brand new experience. It's a beautiful run, one of the steepest in the country.
When you guys got up there, did you know you found it?
We did. Bob and I had been skiing in Sun Valley for years, and we got up on the top, came down, which Bob named Edelweiss Bowl after his ski clothing line, and it was just like the bowls in Sun Valley. And then when we went down on the other side, we didn't know what we were going to call it then, but we came out this chute and this steep slope. It was magnificent. It was like doing exhibition in Sun Valley. It's the steepest slope I've ever skied. We loved it.
So how long's it been since you've been to the top here?
30 years. When we sold Alpental, I just could never come back. I loved it here, and it took everything out of me.
Now we arranged to have some boots and skis brought up here for you.
Wonderful, where are they?
Yeah, ski down, Jim.
I'd love to have them.
Do one more signature there? Sure. Thanks.
How important was Warren coming and making the film to putting Alpental on the map?
Warren was here one day. I called him. He flew up in the morning. I picked him up at the airport, came up here, had a helicopter, we skied, he filmed. From that film, and that one day, I took it back to the airport that night. We used that film to encourage people to buy condominiums, to buy lots, and the fact that we would have a fabulous ski area. This is before the lifts were built at all. So Warren helped a great deal.
When Bob called me and said that he had found this 160 acres on Snoqulamie Pass, one of the primary considerations for a successful ski resort is how close to a major city are you? So at that point in time, Bob was a real mover and shaker, and he knew enough people in high places so that everything worked in his favor. You have to have a good Rolodex to do anything of this magnitude, and Bob had a good Rolodex 40 years ago.
What do you think of this place?
I think it's great, the fact that you've got a true alpine ski resort less than an hour from downtown Seattle or Bellevue. There's no other place like it that I know of virtually in the world.
Now that Alpental is part of the 3 other ski areas, did you ever envision that it would all be one big area?
Not really, but when we were first starting, I got together with Webb and Virginia Moffett at the Space Needle, and I said to Webb and Virginia, look, why don't we combine? You have your skier days are incredible. We have private land, and we have what will be advanced skiers. They said, thanks, but no thanks. We never put it together. Now they're together.
You were the young upshot, and they probably felt a little threatened.
Webb said to me, Bob, you will never, ever build a ski area in that valley. There's a fault that runs right north-south through the valley, and you will never, ever build a ski lifts. And he was almost right.
What were those, Dave? 40 feet or more, some of these towers? 45?
That one up there is sitting on a high ground, but right in there where they're going by, that's got to be 50 feet.
Yeah, 45, yeah, at least. It's hard to believe. We didn't have this much snow in those days.
No, that's right.
Did you guys think piece of cake, or did you know you were biting off a lot to chew?
Well, at one time we thought it would be a piece of cake until the fire season came, and the biggest forest fires that the state had ever seen, and they took both our helicopters, and we had to walk up the hill. We couldn't put any motorized equipment on the hill. And that to the top, almost 2,400 feet, and it took about 2 hours, and that's not carrying 100 pounds on your back. And everybody had to carry their equipment up here.
You know, when you drove up that valley today and all those memories of skiing in came flooding back, it had to be a powerful moment for you.
I cried all the way in. It was very emotional. And each 10 feet of the road, another memory would come back. And I'd see and recognize something, and I'd say something to my wife.
I can say this without any question. Jim was a great partner, and the two of us complimented each other.
If you had it all to do over, would you do it again?
Jim asked me the same question, and we both say yes.
In honor of true visionaries, Bob Mickelson and Jim Griffin, founders of Alpental Ski Area in 1967.